We're up extra early this morning. Don got called out last night and he's got stuff he's got to get done for this weekend's go live, and we had the alarm set for 6:30. Hey buddy. Come on, bud. Good boy. Oh wow, my gardenia has some blooms open. And a whole lot more, and I do mean a whole lot more coming. Oh, that smells good. Yum. I called Stripey. He's not here yet. There he comes. Come on, buddy. Good morning. You making the rounds? It's early. Hi, guys. Morris, honey. Good morning. Hey, Mart. It's 63 out here again, but it's going to be 89 today. It's going to be warmer. It still feels pretty good right now. I'm thinking I might go water plants with the hose. We kind of need it, and the mosquitoes aren't bad right now. Yesterday afternoon, they were starting to bite. That means everything's watered. Ha! I tried not to waste, but... Hey, bud. All right, we're gonna get our walk in. We're gonna get it in early. It's like 8:40, so we're pretty early today. Don actually had a log on last night. It wasn't a disaster though, but before things get hopping today and we don't get to go, we'd better go.
Yeah, no, that's a good move on my sweetie's part.
Yeah, you know, when I record, things make a lot of noise. That's just par for the course. So they did mow yesterday, but because we walked a little later than normal, we didn't actually really see them mowing. We didn't have to listen to it while we were going around the track, etc., etc. We've almost got the park back to cleaned up after the weekend and the mowing. One more time around.
You gotta love that full self-driving stuff. Here's Jules come up here, knows I'm kind of tuckered. So Jules, come on up here, waiting for me to jump in and ride her on home.
Wrong wheels.
Wrong wheels? That's not Jules. Aww.
Yeah, it's actually got a paper plate, so it's brand new. And he had the walk-away door lock ding chime on. I was like, wait a minute, what was that noise coming from the car? Oh, that's right, that's a feature, which we don't happen to have turned on. We're just sort of trained to look for the mirrors to fold. So I was noticing that the pitcher's mound is gone. They just have taken that out, but they look like they're preparing for a game tonight. Painting lines, smoothing it out, doing a little extra work on the, I don't know, I think it's mostly end of the year cleanup. So I'm not sure if I'm going to include this in tomorrow's video or not, but here goes nothing. I have given a lot more thought to the topic of, do Tesla owners not like Elon Musk? The video that Stephen Mark Ryan on Solving the Money Problem had out yesterday that we watched. And I guess there are at least 2 times Elon has said something that I have really wished he hadn't said that. I'm sure y'all can figure that out, or you've got a couple too. There have been a lot of times that what he said was a little inconvenient for the stock price. And I guess even though we own enough stock that it, probably matters to us, we're long, so it doesn't matter to us in the short term. And I figure he's got a right to say what he wants to say. He helped build the stock up, and if he happens to say something, and I surely don't believe it's to force the stock lower or higher, but if he happens to say something that it moves the stock a little bit, well, there's a lot of other people out there saying a lot of stuff that moves the stock also, and their motives don't seem anywhere near as good as Elon's. So I think a lot of the people that take issue with what he says do it because they care about the stock price, not because they really care what he said or didn't say and how, what that means for people. I kind of think we need to be the kind of society where we can share our views on various topics, trying to problem solve and have the respect to be listened to about differing opinions. Because when we've gotten to the point, and I think that's us, maybe a scarlet tanager and not a cardinal, you know, we're not going to solve any problems if we aren't willing to listen to each other. If we simply dismiss the other side because it's not what we believe and we're firm in what we believe, we couldn't possibly be wrong about what we believe. So Elon opening up some discussion, trying to pave the way for some discussion that might actually lead to some problem solving. I'm good with that. I guess for me, it mostly boils down to, I think the bigger goals, the SpaceX, the Boring Company, the artificial intelligence, Starlink, which I kind of see as separate from, you know, Falcon 9 launches to the ISS. I see it as its own entity. I support all those things. And so when I buy a Tesla and Elon's compensation package is fulfilled, then he has funds to go out and do other projects that he's passionate about. And I'm pretty passionate about some of the projects, most of the projects he has ongoing. So I don't know if I'm as passionate about Twitter as I am about Starlink, but I don't see it as a horrible thing that he wants to try to improve free speech and a place to try to sort out the nation's problems either. So I want to support his endeavors, and therefore I'm gonna, you know, want to buy Tesla, want to keep my Cybertruck reservation, all that good stuff. And then the other thing for me is buy American, buy the most American-made car. You know, I kind of have different levels here. So foreign company, made outside the U.S., you know, that would be at the bottom of the list of potential candidates for car buying. Made in America, most sourced American parts, all American jobs, American company would be at the top of the list, and that's Tesla. So it's really easy for me to think Tesla and not some of these others. You know, somewhere in the middle is, like, my Honda was made in Tennessee, probably union jobs, but a Honda plant, but it's still a foreign company. But that's, you know, that's some improvement. Then we have American companies, Ford, making the Mach-E in Mexico. You know, so the money, you know, trickles back to America, but it's not jobs for Americans. But it is jobs for a friendly neighbor, so, you know, that's not so bad either. But you have to decide with your money where you want it to speak, and I am absolutely sure I want ours to speak as much an American side as not. And then, you know, you add in the technology and the fun aspect. And like I said, wanting to fund projects that to me seem to be of benefit to mankind. And it's just a really easy decision. And even if Elon says something that I don't agree with, I can deal with it. And I don't go cancel my reservation or sell my stock or call him names, accuse him of things that he's obviously not guilty of. Is he guilty of sometimes not thinking things 100% through before he says them? Maybe. I don't know. I didn't have a conversation with him before he tweeted. Or I don't understand with his smartness how he came up with that. But yeah, so I don't know. But I'm pretty good. I mean, it does not mean in any way, shape, or form that I am so blinded by my Tesla fangirl status that I don't disagree with anything that he does or that he says. That's not true. But I respect his right to say what he does and do the things that he does as an individual. And you know, this has come up before where we expect our sports players to be on some moral, behavioral, verbal, whatever high ground. And you know, we hear in the news they were caught doing something they shouldn't have, some behavior that we don't think our sports people should be doing. Well, I would say that we shouldn't have elevated our sports people to that status in the first place. But I would also say that, you know, we tend to put really high expectations sometimes, and maybe that's not fair. So I don't know. You know, some of the quotes in that article that Stephen Mark Ryan was reviewing from the Washington Post, it was obviously a clickbait title, and they obviously targeted a ton of Tesla YouTubers for their opinion, and they have a right to state their opinion, let me be clear. But I don't know, some of them really seem like, well, this is the opinion we have because he's hurting the stock price. Well, that's my opinion, is that's not a good reason to have that opinion. And that's why I don't watch some of those channels and won't be watching some of those channels. And what I wanted to know is, after over 1,800 videos, why they didn't email me or Dawn and ask us what our opinion was. You know, did we strategically look for people that had already expressed their concern? Maybe. I missed Don taking off on his run back to the house because I was running my mouth, but that's okay. I knew he was going. He knew he was going. He was carrying some trash, or I might would have had him film that segment back there instead of just forward down the walkway. But I guess I said what I wanted to say. I'm really turned off by articles that seem to be hit piece articles. I mean, hey, Donnie.
I beat you.
You did. You gonna be a sweetheart and go water my plants at the mailbox?
Sure, I can run.
Purdy, please.
I got a little kind.
Okay, thank you. He's trying to be a good boy and stop his podcast, and yeah, sometimes it takes longer than others.
Yeah, but I'll run up to him and water your plants.
Thank you.
With the unleaky bucket.
Yeah.
No leaky bucket.
Hi. Hello. Thank you.
You're welcome.
We gotta have a ride on the unicycle every day for one reason or another.
That's right. Oops.
All right, I'm out the door to the chiropractor. I got to be there at 11:30 just this one time instead of 11. But I think that means they'll have time for heat and the TENS unit, because I'm seeing both the PEMF lady and the chiropractor today, both Janice and Donna. Anyway, I'm good on time is all I'm trying to say. And I'm not going to film full self-driving on the way over there because it's very similar to what I did yesterday. But I'm probably going to film going from Guardian Angel Apex over to Whole Foods and see how that works. Well, now I wish I had the 70 to 300 lens in the car with me. I don't. But that is a Scarlet Tanager and not a Cardinal. And he's talking. He sounds pretty. The male is the red and the female is a yellowish color. Muted yellow. Anyway, that's way cool. I've gone summers and not even seen them. They're definitely always here. It's just catching them. He's gorgeous. Alright, I'm here. I'm going to be inside until about 12:30. It's a little after 11 because I have the double appointment today. And I'm going to go over to Apex, Guardian Angel Apex. Alright, I was in there just a little longer than I thought, but it's not a problem. I mean, I don't have to be anywhere at a certain time today except for here. So there's a Model S. I'm headed over to Apex now. It's 12:45 p.m. I expect Dawn to be working until 5 at the earliest, so you know, I can be out doing stuff. So after 3 or 4 minutes of driving, the autopilot camera unavailable message occurred. I know for a fact this time that the left side of the car was more shaded than not. Of course it is hot, but it's not the hottest day we've had. It's 85 out there. I did report the problem to Tesla and had, you know, a appointment scheduled at the Raleigh Service Center for the 23rd. I asked a bunch of questions. I was really hoping I wouldn't have to take her in, but we'll see if it goes away when I get out at Guardian Angel and get back in. Of course, it's going to be sitting in the sun, not in the garage, so it's hard to say. Ruby should be safe there. These are both Hertz cars. There's a lot of other parking. There's one Hertz Model Y there and one Hertz Model 3 there, both white today. And those are the only ones I saw. I keep on hoping a mermaid something will show up, but no such luck today. This is a good deal. It's new. It's Vera Bradley. They have 12 bucks on it. I just don't think Michelle or I in particular could make use of it. Got some placemats. Connor is getting this spooky display shelf. I'm gonna see if this Minecraft is worth it. And a shirt. So not tons today, but a little bit of stuff. Oh yeah, and a Star Trek bottle opener. Well, Ruby is still over here by herself, all nice and cool, waiting for me inside. So the Model 3 that's now moved up by the door has a Maryland plate, not a Pennsylvania plate. And so does this Model Y. So just to say, that is not one of the original 5 delivered to this location. That's come in from somewhere else, or they changed the plate on it, which I think is unlikely. So, yeah. Neither one of these two appear to be one of the original. They have Maryland plates. So somebody already did something to that one. There's like some funky green tape there. I wonder what that's all about. It's not over the black trim holding it on or anything, like the clip is broke. I don't know what the green tape would have been for. It didn't look damaged. And actually, I guess this is the Model 3 that that's the Y. So they're coming in and out during the day today, right? But this is the 3. Didn't mean to get them confused there for a minute. They're all white, darn it. This has a Maryland plate. That's the one that was parked a few minutes ago and now isn't parked. I guess this guy's checking it out. As in renting it up by the door there. And this Y over here that I didn't see originally, it could have been there, but I don't think so, is a Pennsylvania plate. So that probably is one of the original ones delivered to this location. At least it stands a better chance than the Maryland ones. So the autopilot error message camera is still there. It did not go away, getting out and getting back in the car. And so I'm gonna do a little drive out to Jordan Lake and back, check out the view before I get over to Whole Foods. See if I see any eagles or other interesting birds. But I won't be able to use autopilot or film anything with it. And it's probably not going to come back on. I mean, it could while I'm in Whole Foods and it's parked for a while, but I am skeptical. I turned off a 64 because I saw a sign for Apex Nurseries 3 miles this way. I've never been there, and I thought, that sounds like fun. See a few flowers today, maybe at the nursery. We'll see what kind of parking and road service they have. That might alter my decision to stop in or not. Well, I ended up just going past the nursery. I did find it. It didn't look retail. It kind of looked like Broadwell's. They probably sell to the public the way they were advertising, but it was a lot of fields and driving around. And anyway, it wasn't the kind of thing I was hoping it was. Let's leave it there. You'll have to take my word for it that that's a Mach-E back there. I passed a white one a few minutes ago. This one is black, so that's 2 in less than 5 minutes. Basically out here in the middle of nowhere around Jordan Lake. There are, well, I guess that's not where I wanted to go. What's that? I know one of y'all know what it was. There's a Jordan Lake boat ramp launch back down in here. I could see it from the road I was on, which I guess was Farrington or something a minute ago. It looked like it had a nice view. I just wanted to look out over the water. Crosswinds Boating Center. Yeah, I guess there wasn't really any problem with just driving in here to look. At least not as far as I know. I probably could have fixed another place that would have just been better for just viewing. Yeah, I couldn't get close to the water back there. I'm going over the US Highway 64 stretch of Jordan Lake now. The typical spot with the view. There are several roads off to the side here that will let you get up closer to the water if I wanted to go into one of them. There's a few boats out on the water today, but not a lot. Decided I'll turn around at the Siler City supercharger, and if I see anything interesting to take a picture of or a place to shop or whatever, I'm certainly game to stop in. I'm just kind of, you know, having a wandering kind of a day. I don't have to charge, but I am going to plug in for a little bit. The angle over here when you turn, I mean, it's totally doable, but and there's not a lot of traffic here on the side of the Food Lion, but I just didn't get a good start, so. Yeah, that it was just orange. It wouldn't start to charge at the one next, and she's not opening up the door right now automatically either, which happens sometimes. Really? That one's going to be orange too? I mean, I can go back 3 more inches, but I can feel it pulling a little bit to the side. Why is she doing that? Alright, well, let's try to reboot first. I rebooted. I'm just waiting for her to reacquire LTE. Not that that matters, but it's just a signal to me that she's 100% done with the reboot. Alright, let me try this one more time. There was a Y here charging on the other end. So if this doesn't work, I'll try to move over there. Not happy. And I did inspect the pins both on the supercharger and the car, and there's nothing wrong with any of them. Okay, this one looks like it's going to work. Well, it's been a while since I had to move, what, 2 times? I pulled in, I had to move once, moved a second time, but it's 5 minutes. That's the nice thing about Tesla is there's a lot to choose from. So I'm getting 114 kilowatts. That's something more than nothing. You know, usually we like to leave it when it gets down to 70, 65, something like that. I'm just going to stay for a few minutes. I can go to Whole Foods and get home without charging, but I figured since I decided to turn around here, I'd plug in for 10 minutes and then head back out. That way, if I want to leave the air on at Whole Foods, or I decide to make another trip that, you know, another stop that I hadn't thought about, I've got some to spare. So at 169 miles, I'm still getting 72 kilowatts. I think that's pretty good, all things considered. And I just wanted to point out that it's warmer today than they said it was going to be. It's 92 out there, or at least on the asphalt over here at 3:30 in the afternoon, it's 92. As of right now, I don't have the autopilot message, the camera failure issue, error. It will have been well worth stopping to supercharge for a minute and or rebooting the car if somehow that fixed it. It does seem that the symptoms have changed just a little bit since the FSD beta release went on. I think it's the same problem. Nope, it's back. Dang it. By the way, this is the error I was getting when the charge port went orange. Charge port latch not engaged. Fully insert charge cable and check for obstruction. Yeah, I agree that it probably didn't latch, but I also know that it was in all the way. I think it had to do with those darn short cables and it pulling a little bit. If it had not worked at after the second move, since there was nobody else there, I was just going to pull in sideways where the cable was super close to the charger and see if I could get it to work that way. I suspect that it would have. Alright, I made it to Whole Foods. I just saw my first Rivian. It's headed north here on Holly Springs Road. I hit the dash cam button, so hopefully I've got footage. Hey Donnie.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm alright. It was a long day.
Yeah.
9.5 hours.
Yeah, that's long. And that's not counting last night.
Oh, that's not counting.
Yeah, yeah.